Bibi and Peter show where we put the fun back into English learning. I'm Bibi.
And this is Peter, right at you, right into your ear, surfing the sound waves and making sure that your English learning is a joy and party. Right, Bibi?
Yes, of course, Peter. You bring the joy and the fun. We know. Anyway, today, Peter, it's a continuation of a podcast we had last week, yeah? And that was about job interviews, right? So we were talking about when you have a headhunter, and we spoke about how intimidating they can be. And
yeah,
we didn't really get much into it because we went on to the words they use, like rundown, give me a rundown of your career, or take me through, right? But we didn't really go much into the psychological aspects of it. And I know you have a brilliant opinion about this, so enlighten us.
thanks. Right, yeah, Bibi. To be honest to you, what happens many times, and it's a great disappointment. It's a great failure. Is that the person actually have the, let's say, language hard skills? They have the technical ability to communicate words, phrases, and their experience and stuff. But they, unfortunately, their emotional intelligence or their confidence is not compatible with that hard skills.
Emotional
And then
intelligence? Explain that a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, when you're learning a language, Bibi, you need to understand that there is a 50-50. There's two development phases in a language learning experience. 50% is your technical knowledge, which is syntax, vocab, pronunciation, which is the way you use the language. And then the other 50% is your soft skills, your emotional intelligence in that language, meaning or referring to psycho-linguistical aspects like your confidence in that language, your social skills in that language. Are you able to debate? Are you able to defend? Are you able? What is your personality in that language?
Right?
Your alter ego.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's something you're not going to learn or develop in a textbook, right?
Okay, but this we all know that, like, a major problem for a lot of my students is, I know the grammar of it, I know it, but as soon as I have to do it, they freeze, right? So how do you overcome this? How do you get that confidence to not have imposter syndrome, especially in an important interview? Like, what's the secret to success?
Well, Bibi, I'm not here to give a formula or a miracle drug at all. I don't want to say that exists. What I do think is that there's a lot of myths around. People, they have a misconception about how language learning or how the language development process actually works. And one of the things that gets flipped a lot is that people always put instrumental before social. Your social persona is your foundational persona. So how you use a language in a social environment is what will actually create the foundation of how your instrumental or your technical persona will behave.
Break this down for me a bit more. Are you trying to say that you should try to have more natural conversations in English, and that will actually help you in your professional life?
I would say that relationships is the starting point of your language confidence.
Oh my God, Peter, come on. Are you serious right now?
You demystifying a person through that language is what will actually take you to the next emotional intelligence phase.
You need to have friends in English, or friends?
Yes. The depth of your relationship in English is what would actually determine your emotional intelligence in that language. If your interactions and your relationships in that language are shallow, your emotional intelligence will be a reflection of
shallow.
A symptom.
Shallow how?
Yeah. Artificial, superficial, only discussing mundane small talk. You need to get deep into English, Bibi. You need to reveal your inner thoughts and feelings with English. English is not just a language where we explain what we think. It's also a language that we expose what we feel.
That's quite, you're onto something. So you have to get yourself a friend, or maybe even a psychologist, and speak to them in English, like your deepest, darkest secrets.
Good.
In English.
Good. Therapy, going through therapy in English would definitely add another angle to your English experience, and it will definitely deepen your English emotional intelligence without a doubt.
So if I want to learn Spanish better, I need to start talking about my deepest thoughts in Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, Bibi, if you're learning another language, you also need to ask yourself, what is the aggregated value to my personal development in this language? So meaning that how does this language help me to solve everyday problems? And when the language becomes protagonistic in solving everyday language issues.
Protagonistic, explain that.
So when the language is the main actor in problem solving, your brain will choose to solve issues in that language. Our brain wants to solve problems every day. And if you use the language to show that it's an alternative problem solving, your brain will automatically take that course of action, because your brain wants to reduce energy and wants to reduce friction when you're using synapses.
Basically show your emotions. When you're talking about your emotions, talk about it in English. So if you're angry, swear in English. Well, I'm not saying anyone should start getting vulgar, but what I'm saying is, like, express yourself in the language you want to learn. Is that what you're saying? Because we need to
fully express.
I just want you
fully
to
express yourself. Fully express yourself.
Okay.
That's a word I would like to use. Fully express. Use the whole plethora of emotions, not just one or two. Yeah. All the emotions.
All right. I think you're onto something, Peter. Connection before perfection, right?
That's it. And with job interviews is exactly the same. Get those relationships in, and the confidence will come.
Wow. Okay. So what Peter's really trying to say is get yourself an English buddy, and the rest falls into place.
Or a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Oh, here we go. Come on. You see, I knew he was going to take that route. I just knew it. It's time to close up, guys, before Peter gets any more ideas. That's a wrap from us.
Thank you so much, guys. Until next time.
Bye.